Hi, my name is Jordan Long, and I'm reporting for Donnery Show, and I'm here with Marty Marrero. May I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course.
Your agency says that it is an agency for the talents of the theater.
Well, yes, it says theater, but it doesn't really mean theater like on stage. It really means theater as in TV. Film. Okay, I represent all types. From little people to giants to really big people to children to adults to elderly. Any ethnicity, all ages, I represent. I don't turn anybody away.
Okay, who's your most famous talent?
My most famous talent. Believe it or not, one of the talent that I represented, actually I worked for her manager because sometimes you got to go through managers and publicists, was Lisa. I actually sent her to a casting for a movie called Spotlight Junior, and that was through Ed Arenas. So, yep.
That's very cool.
A lot of agencies, usually they want the experienced talent. I usually like I actually like the novices because I'm able to mold them the right way in terms of if they're an extra, I show them, okay, how do you go from an extra to actually getting a supporting or lead role? So in that case, what I do is I say, okay, you got to get your feet wet. You got to do independent films or student films. And since I have a lot of contacts, that's what I do. I try to get them immersed in projects so they can go from extras to supporting lead roles. And that's what I've done for a lot of talent, and I'm very proud of that.
How is it different for casting for a movie casting and then a casting for a theater casting?
A moving casting and a theater casting. Okay, first of all, that's a very good question, and I'm going to tell you why. The number one peeve I have, or I guess you can say concern I have with talent, is some talent do not know how to transition from theater acting to film acting. When you do theater acting, it's very over-the-top acting, which is equivalent to soap opera acting. Soap opera acting is very blah, 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 look at the blah, 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 it's very over-the-top. When you do film, it has to be natural. So you have to be aware of how you deliver the lines, your body gesturing. It can't be too over the top because it doesn't look good on film. So that's what I would say, that there's differentiations between the stage and, of course, film.
Cool. Tell talent why they need a professional picture.
Ooh, very important. Yes, talent. You need to have professional headshots because that is your calling card, okay? If you go into a casting and you bring a printout, which I've had talent do that is a no-no. I'm going to tell you why. That shows me, one, that you're not serious as an actor, and two, you don't care. So with all the technology we have now, I know times are really tough, so if you don't have money to go out and get, headshots, all you have to do, digital camera, get some photo paper, have someone take some nice photos of you, take one smiling for commercial, a dramatic one for film, and a few costume changes for character. Make sure the lighting's good, a nice solid background, like this for instance, like a nice bright background, and you have voila, you'll have some headshots, but you have to have headshots. In fact, they're a little more lenient here in Florida, but in LA, if you go to a casting and you don't have professional headshots, they will throw you out. Yeah.
Okay. Tell talent the reality of show business.
The reality of show business. It's not all glitz and glamour. And I know it sounds very cliche, but it's true. If you want to make it into this business, you have to be willing to get your feet wet. And that means starting from the very bottom, doing extra work, doing some pro bono, getting to know the right important people, putting in the hours, training, very important. One of the problems I have is that a lot of talent here, they all think they're superstars, but they don't want to train. And they don't understand. If you're not trained, you're not seasoned. And if you're not seasoned, you're not going to get a role. And a lot of the casting directors, as an agent, I'm talking about as an agent, when I submit talent, the casting directors will tell me, I saw that person, they need work. They need to take classes. And if it frustrates me, because I tell the talent, listen guys, take classes so that way you can go from being seen as someone that's just an extra to an actual serious actor. But so I would say it's adhering to advice, having a thick skin, and putting a lot of effort and sweat in order to make it into this business.
Okay. Who have you liked working with over some time?
Who have I liked? I'm sure you know I'm very blunt, Dawn. But I'm going to be merciful to you, don't worry. Let's just put it like this. I only work with people that I respect and I value as a professional.
Okay. When did you start doing this kind of business?
First I started acting. Then I went from acting and I left it to teach acting. I actually left acting to pursue social work, which is unheard of, okay? So I left the soap opera to work on as a social worker with the mentally ill chemical abuse. I was getting my degree. It was too much work for me, so I decided to leave it. I actually left a contractual role to actually go on to become a social worker. Then I went from social work to teaching. I actually used to teach. I actually taught in South Beach for over 7 years. Then a friend of mine said, hey, they needed an instructor at an acting school, John Robert Powers, with your following and everything. Why don't you, why don't you come on board and teach children? So I did. I taught children from as early as 5 years old, believe it or not. I taught 5-year-olds up until like teenagers, and I did it for half a year. And then finally I decided to open my own acting school. And then I said, you know what, this is not good enough. I'm gonna open my own agency. And ever since, I've been doing the talent agency for over 6 years. And I'm also transitioning as a cast director.
Cool. Do you have a Facebook or web page?
Yes, I do. It's funny. Most of my talent have me on Marty Marrero, even though I have a Facebook page for my business, Thespis Rose Theater. They seem to want my personality. I don't know why. I guess they like my craziness. But yeah, they go to the Marty Marrero. They can befriend me on Marty Marrero, or they can befriend me on Thespis Rose Theater.
Do you have anything you would like to do that you haven't done yet?
Yes, I would love to have my reality show. Came close to having it done, but sometimes things fall through. The reason I would like to have my own reality shows, it wouldn't be about me, it would be more about the talent, is to teach the talent, not only here, but nationwide, what is expected of the actors, what are techniques that they need to master, getting them the notoriety that they need in order to make it in the business. So, that would include having real clients, book them on gigs, kind of like American Idol, but for acting. And whoever wins, they will have a contract and cash prize. So that, to me, is the ultimate thing that I'm trying to work on. And until that's done, I will not be fulfilled.
Do you have anything to expect from your talents who would try out for some stuff?
Yes. Every talent agency has favorites. And if they say no, that's a big lie, okay? A lot of them have favorites because they book. That's not my favorites. My favorites are the ones that listen to my advice, go to castings. When they book, they pay me my commission. I don't have to chase them like the IRS after taxes. These responsible, reliable, and moldable talent. Those are my favorite.